Hey everyone, it's Michael Goosebumps fan. Today I have another video called A Thing Like Goosebumps. This is a review of something that's very similar. I've talked about this in the past. This is a creepypasta called The Expressionless, which is a story that used to frighten me a lot when I was younger. The picture that's accommodated to this is very, very unnerving. Again, by the link that I'm going to put down below in the description, if you click on that link, you're going to see the picture of the Expressionless, which is the very eerie figure from this story. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, not too in-depth, not spoiler-filled or anything, but be prepared, because some of these pictures for some of these creepypasta things, like with this and like with the previous story that I did, not Slender Man, but what was it? Oh, the Russian sleep experiment, that's what it was. Both have terrifyingly frightening photos attached to them. Anyway, this story, The Expressionless, is written... now my phone just decided to just move the whole thing. Now I have to try to go back and find it. T.J. Lee. T-J as in J-A-Y. Lee or Leah, L-E-A. Anyway, The Expressionless is a story, like I said, it frightened me a lot when I was a kid. Creepypasta. It's kind of the modern day Goosebumps for this current generation, the generation for the last 10 years, I would say. And I've said this over and over again, they'll look back one day and think about this the way we think so fondly of Goosebumps, and the way a lot of people that are my grandparents' age, for example, they think about the Twilight Zone in such a fond way. And this story is a really great example of what I don't like about creepypasta. And it's only for like half of it. The first half of the story I really, really love. I think it's genuinely scary. It's not the most well-written thing, but the idea and the concept are what make this fun and spooky. The other half of the story, particularly the finale of the story, are horrifically awful. I mean, just stupid. Really stupid. It's not full like Slender Man. You know, that story is not the best either. I just did a review video thing like Goosebumps video talking about Slender Man. Not super impressed with that. You know, it's not the greatest story ever. It's not completely terrible and a loss. This is like a step underneath that. And part of it is because it's shorter than the Slender Man story, which is not very long as it is. This story is just kind of... it feels very amateur, very mediocre. We're talking about creepypasta here, so that's not very uncommon. There's a twist in here that is just awful. To kind of give you an idea for the story, for anybody who happens to want to read this, it's not like the most horrendously gory creepypasta. It has some blood in there towards the end, but again, the big twist was the worst part of this entire thing. Basically, the premise is that there is a woman, I'm assuming it's a woman, I think the story assumed it was a woman as well, that kind of walks into a hospital, and this woman has these horrific mannequin-like features. No eyebrows, just this creepy, emotionless face, not in like an autistic way, but like the facial features don't look right. The facial features are almost too perfect in the sense of looking like a mannequin. It's like this thing doesn't react the way a regular human does, but it is a human person. And apparently it had like a cat. I think she had a cat in her teeth, or a dog or something. I think it was a cat that I read. And it had killed the cat, and it was like, it literally had the cat in its mouth. And they, of course, grabbed her, tried to lock her up and everything. And that's basically about as much as I can tell you without spoiling the story for you. The whole concept that's supposed to be creepy is about the whole mannequin-like person. Again, that photo that accommodates this story in the article down below that I posted, or the post, the website, whatever that I'm about to post down in the description. That is what sets the mood of this creepy idea, because of that terrifying picture. If you don't have the picture accommodating the story is not that great, frankly. There's not much to say about this. The Expressionless kind of sucks. If I had to be honest with you, it's kind of a really lame story on the second half, because the first half is really solid, in my opinion, for the weak writing for it, but for the creativity to it, to this mannequin-like human. It may or may not be a condition I don't know about, you know? That's not involving Botox or anything like that. But the other half of the story, the big twist, is just stupid. The whole thing is stupid at that point. It kind of ruins what was good about it. So, The Expressionless. I know I'm doing a review on a creepypasta, but what do I think about it? If I had to rate this one on a particular 5-star basis, I'd probably give it like a like a high 2 out of 5 stars. That's all I can really give it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so, you know, cynical and sarcastic in this review, but I remember loving this when I was younger, and when I first started getting into creepypasta back around 2009, 10, 11, somewhere in there. I remember loving the story at the time. Maybe it was because the picture was so horrific, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't hold up. I've grown out of this. It was also not that good to begin with, so it wasn't really growing out of it. It was more growing up and realizing what's good versus what's bad when it comes to writing and creativity. This is bad, pretty much. But there are some redeeming features. That's why I gave it a 2 out of 5 and not a 1 out of 5. What are your thoughts on the Expressionless? Do you love it? Do you love the picture? What do you think about it? Do you hate it? Are you like me for the most part? What do you think? Put your thoughts and comments down below, guys. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having patience through my little rambly review about this really short story that's not all that great. Not really worth the time for you to even take out to go read the description post where I share the story. Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you today, and goodbye.